What's something your family raised you doing that you later learnt was really weird? Welcome back to Great Grandmother Stories today. We will be touring the craziest Reddit stories. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Catholic mother, Muslim dad, neither really practicing. We celebrated Christmas, though, and on Christmas Eve night, instead of doing the normal Christmas stuff like cookies, milk, etc., my dad would loudly pretend to violently chase Santa out of the house by yelling and cussing him out and throwing his shoe at him, which we would later find in places like the fireplace. Edit. Didn't think this would be that big a deal, lol. Yes, we did get presents. The gag was that after my parents put them out, my dad would pretend to catch Santa in the act and boisterously chase him off back up the chimney, hence the unforgettable image of the thrown shoe in the unlit fireplace. It's adorable. 30 years later. As a Santa-believing child, it was a little disconcerting, especially since Christmas, with my mother's side of the family, saw this Santa guy treated with such reverence, not cleaning. My mom didn't know how to clean and so couldn't really teach us either. We had this fungus growing out of the carpet at one house that looked like cooked lasagna noodles. We would just kick it out of the way when it sprouted up, or my mom would buy a new rug and put it on top of the old rug, especially if the old rug was stuck to the floor from filth or something. I didn't think anything of it and would have friends over who probably talked all kinds of shit about me afterwards. But they kept coming over anyways, so I guess they weren't that turned off. In the summer, my dad used to get us up, myself and 3 siblings, at 9 a.m., give us breakfast, and then boot us out of the house and lock the back front doors from the inside. We weren't allowed back inside until the streetlights came on, unless it was only using the washroom or getting a drink. Our ages were 10, 9, 7, and 4 the first time he did it because he told me, "You're old enough to look after them on your own now," and "You're not sitting around the house on your fat asses all day." My stepmom never questioned it, because she figured that he was just getting us to play outside for a few hours. Once my second youngest sister, the 7-year-old, got heat stroke, and my dad was pissed that he had to drive us all to the hospital and waste time. Realized when I was 14, 15 that he just wanted us out of the house so he could drink and watch NHL. We never really questioned why he was kicking us out, because the other kids that lived on the street were also outside around the same time as us. Once we were invited into my brother's friend's house to play his Wii, and we were like, "You're allowed to go inside and play the Wii? WTF?" Edit. For those mentioning the Wii, this was around 2006. Edit 2. For those concerned with how we ate, yes, we did eat during the day. My dad sometimes would put fruit or something out on the back deck table, but usually we'd get food from friends' parents. We'd find cash lying around and save up enough to get candy from the dollar store. There was a farm near the house, and we'd eat the chives that grew naturally on the side of the property, steel crab apples, tiny green apples that are super sour, from their trees. When I became an adult, I was shocked to find out that other families did things with their kids. My mom was a shopper, my dad golfed and played cards at the club. We never had any family activities like hiking, camping, bowling, or anything in the 60s and 70s. When I had things my parents could have come to watch, they never did. My daughter was a good tennis player, and I spent every afternoon and all weekends with her playing. She did get a full-ride tennis scholarship in Hawaii for college. I don't think I had one real conversation with my dad. When he was dying, I asked him if he could tell me he was proud of me. He said, "I'll think about it. That shit F's you up for life." Whistling for each other. My mom didn't like yelling up the stairs. Apparently, an easier solution for walking up them and addressing whomever she needed was to stand at the bottom and give a couple of sharp whistles. We would approach the top of the stairs, and from the bottom she'd tell us what she needed. "Time for dinner?" Whistle. "I want you to come downstairs?" Whistle. When I whistled for my, at the time, husband, he got irritated and said he wasn't a dog. I thought about it and I was like, I guess you're right. I now feel like whistling is disrespectful, and I'd never do it. At the same time, I have no problem that this is how our house went. It was more peaceful than shouting, and less work than walking. Just one of those weird family quirks, I guess.